A very warm welcome in the class of Laplace transform of integrations of ft. We are in the module number 4 of paper code M201, paper name Mathematics 2, and we have already covered up in previous lectures the definition, basic concepts and application of Laplace transform on some elementary functions as well as some combined functional forms using the properties of Laplace transform. We have already covered up first shifting property, second shifting property, change of scale and the derivatives of a functions and its Laplace transform, multiplication by t, division by t, and in this class we are going to find out the rule and application of Laplace transform of the integration of a function ft. What does it mean? If a function ft is given to us and its Laplace transform is also known to us, then if that function is integrated in a specific range, what will be the Laplace transform of that one? We are going to find it out. So let us proceed. First of all, we are going to mention the property. The property is something like that. If Laplace transform of ft is denoted by f bar s, then Laplace transform of 0 to t fu du 0 to t is a definite integration, and obviously we can identify that this integration gives us the result in terms of t. That means we are doing the Laplace transform of a function of t. We must get it in terms of s. So it is going to give us 1 by s f bar s. This is the simple property. We are going to apply this property for some various problems where we can see that this one is going to be very much helpful for us. So we start with some very elementary problem. Suppose we are taking the problem as Laplace transform. Find out the Laplace transform of integration 0 to t sine 2u du. So we can see that it is matching with our formula, and how we are going to find it out, the result. So we will start with that we know Laplace transform of sine 2t is equal to 2 by a square plus 2 square. So Laplace transform of integration 0 to t sine 2u du will be according to this formula 1 by s. If it is my f bar s, then 1 by s into f bar s, so it will be 1 by s into 2 by a square plus 2 square. So finally we can write it as 2 by s into a square plus 4, which is our answer. So simply we can find out the result of this integration if we have applied this particular formula. In the similar manner, we can go for another problem like this. We have to find out the Laplace transform of 0 to t u cos hyperbolic u du. So I think all of you can identify that gradually the problems are becoming some combined form. Here we can see that cos hyperbolic u is first multiplied by u and then the result of integration is asked for. So we can start our problem like this. Laplace transform of cos hyperbolic t is equal to, it is known to us, it is a standard form, s by s square minus 1 square. Then we can find out Laplace transform of t cos hyperbolic t, that is multiplication by t. So we can apply the formula that minus of dds of s by s square minus 1. So differentiating this and simplifying, we get the result as s square plus 1 by s square minus 1 whole square. Then we are now going to apply the formula what we have learned in this lecture, that is Laplace transform of 0 to t u cos hyperbolic u du is going to be simply 1 by s Laplace transform of t cos hyperbolic t, and dividing this result Laplace transform of t cos hyperbolic t, we can get the final result as s square plus 1 by s into s square minus 1 whole square. So this is our answer. In the similar manner, we can proceed for some more problems, and what we see that for the next case, suppose our problem is find out the Laplace transform of integration 0 to t, look at the function under integration, e to the power u sin u by u du. So this integration sign gives us the clue that we have to use the property what we have learned today. Now let us check how we can proceed for this particular problem. So we will start it from Laplace transform of sin t, and we get it as 1 by s square plus 1. 1 square we are writing it as 1. So Laplace transform of sin t by t, according to the formula of division by t, we can write it as integration s to infinity 1 by s square plus 1 ds. Now this improper integration will be first solved with the formal technique. Limit b tends to infinity, integration s to b one by s square plus 1 ds. So in the next line we can write it as limit b tends to infinity tan inverse s to b. So in the next line we can write it as limit b tends to infinity tan inverse b minus tan inverse s. So finally now if we are putting the limiting value, we can write it as pi by 2 minus tan inverse s is equal to cot inverse s. It is separately a very important problem that Laplace transform of sin t by t is cot inverse s. It is a separate problem, but it is a very important problem. But now we are having some different problem, that means some extension will be required. So as we got Laplace transform of sin t by t is cot inverse s, then using first shifting property. Why we are using first shifting property? Because the c to the power u is multiplied over there. We can write Laplace transform of e to the power t sin t by t is equal to cot inverse s minus 1, just replacing s by s minus 1 according to the property of first shifting one. So finally now we can write Laplace transform of 0 to t e to the power u sin u by u du. The property what we have learned today is that to divide the result by s, so it will be 1 by s cot inverse s minus 1. So this will be our final result for this particular problem. So now we can move for one more problem of this type. We have to find out the Laplace transform of here e to the power minus t is outside, or rather we are taking it Laplace transform of e to the power minus t outside of the integration sign 0 to t sin u by u du. So if this is our problem, so one difference has to be identified, that here e to the power minus t is outside of the integration sign, where in the previous problem e to the power u was inside the integration sign. So how to proceed for this problem? Already we have Laplace transform of integration 0 to t sin u by u du is equal to 1 by s Laplace transform of sin t by t, applying the final formula what we have learned today. Now if Laplace transform of sin t by t is known to us, then we know this result. And in the previous problem we can go for the last slide. Laplace transform of sin t by t is cot inverse s. We have already done that, so we can write it here as 1 by s cot inverse s. But our requirement for this problem is little bit different. What is that? We can now use first shifting property. In the meantime, I want to mention that all of you can observe that when we are applying the advanced property for some problem, due to the requirement of that problem, the previous properties are also required, and it is used. So be cautious about this fact. The fundamental problems will be combined to solve some other complicated one. So here we can write Laplace transform of e to the power minus t integration 0 to t sin u by u du is equal to 1 by s plus 1 cot inverse s plus 1. It is our answer, and in the previous problem our answer was 1 by s cot inverse s minus 1. Why? Because the most important observation over here is that The differences in these two problems are, as e to the power u is under integration sign, we have used first shifting property, then we have used the property of integration. And here, as e to the power minus t is outside of this integration sign, we have used the property of Laplace transform of a function under integration first, then we have used the first shifting property. That is why this deviation is there. So these two problems looks like very close, but they are two completely different problems from their requirement as well as from their answers. So here I am not extending this class anymore. I just want to request all of you to go through these references. This will help you a lot for your concept building as well as to practice some more problems along with these basic assignments. Finally, I want to thank you all. Happy listening, happy learning.